does this thing where she's like crying, but kind of that childlike thing.
He would walk through the door, drop his bags, Daddy's home, take his phone, Friday night, Shabbat Shalom, throw it in the junk drawer, and it was just all us.
Is Erica Kirk a psychopath? That's the question that a couple of American readers of The Wisdom of Psychopaths have asked me quite independently over the past couple of days.
You know how Erica Kirk has always been accused of acting? And I don't mean that she's dramatic, I mean the way she's handled Charlie Kirk's death. The perfect tears, the perfectly timed breakdowns, crying on cue in public. Then switching right back to composed and camera ready. Well, it's starting to look like people weren't just being mean. Because a Disney connection has resurfaced that a lot of y'all definitely didn't know about. And it low-key exposes Erika as someone who's been around trained actors, performance spaces, and media coaching far longer than she's ever admitted, and once you see it, a lot of her behavior starts to make sense. Now, here's where things get weird. An old photo of Erica Kirk with David Henry. Yes, Wizards of Waverly Place David Henry has resurfaced online. The photo was originally posted back in 2014, and it shows them standing close, smiling, looking very comfortable, and Erika didn't just post the photo casually either. She added a very passionate caption about their friendship, talking about purpose, calling, and changing the world. She said she was so blessed to have friends like David Henry who understand that calling, friends. That's the word she used. So naturally, when the photo resurfaced, people went straight to the comments and started asking the same question. Wait, how do they even know each other? Because David Henry wasn't just some random actor. He was a Disney kid, a trained one, scripted shows, media coaching, press training, emotional delivery on camera, all of it, and suddenly, people were like, hold on. Now, for those who don't know, Erika has stepped much more publicly into her role as the Turning Point USA CEO, the position she inherited after Charlie's death. And that move alone has drawn a lot of criticism since September 10th, the day Charlie was fatally shot during a live event at Utah Valley University. Erika has been everywhere. Fox News, multiple interviews, political gatherings, standing next to major figures like Donald Trump, and every single appearance, camera ready. You cannot tell me that came out of nowhere. Now, to be fair, David Henry hasn't publicly talked about politics much. He's spoken more about faith, especially when discussing his role in the film Little Boy, which he said helped reignite his belief in God, and that alone explains some overlap. But it still doesn't explain how Erika was moving in entertainment adjacent circles years before she ever became a political widow. And guys, this is where people started zooming out. Because when you add this Disney connection to the fact that Erika has pageant history, reality show experience, and years of being in performance-based environments, yeah, that's not accidental.
New Miss Arizona USA 2012 is Erika Franzwey.
Let's be honest for a second, pageants are basically performance. Reality TV is all performance. And those faith spaces that exist on camera, you don't survive there without learning how to act. So when people say, why does her grief look staged, or why does she stop crying and then switch tone so fast? This Disney connection suddenly makes those questions louder. And guys, it honestly shouldn't even be shocking. People have been calling Erika fake since day one, since the way she stepped into power almost immediately after Charlie's death. This just adds another layer. Because if she's been around actors, trained performers, pageant systems, and media coaching for years, then what we're seeing now might not be grief at all. And to understand what I'm even talking about here, we really have to look at the multiple times she's been on camera. Because once you see the pattern, you can't unsee it. And honestly, you guys can be the judges for yourselves. Now, let's start with the moment that stood out to a lot of people. At Charlie Kirk's memorial, as y'all know, the 22-year-old suspect accused of shooting Charlie had already been arrested. Emotions were high, the room was quiet, and all eyes were on Erica Kirk as she stepped up to speak. And while she was giving her speech, there was this pause, not a natural pause, not a stumble. It was almost like a beat. Then she said that she forgave that young man. Now, of course, Erika has a deep Christian background, so the idea of forgiveness itself isn't shocking. That part tracks. A lot of people understood why she would say that, but it wasn't what she said, it was how it came out. Because if you listen closely, even before she said it out loud, you could hear her repeating it under her breath. You could hear her quietly saying that young man in the background, almost like she was lining it up in her head, like she was preparing herself to land the moment just right. And I don't know about y'all, but that's what made people uncomfortable. It felt rehearsed. It felt like she was building toward an emotional beat. Then she says it fully, clearly, out loud, and immediately the crowd erupts. People cheer. People clap. You can feel the shift in the room. And if you watch the clip, and I know some of y'all have, you can see exactly what I'm talking about.
That young man. That young man. On the cross, our Savior said, "Father, forgive them, for they not know what they do." That man, that young man, I forgive him.
Now, again, let me be clear. This isn't about criticizing forgiveness. That's not the issue. It's the delivery, because right after people noticed that moment in the speech, another clip started making the rounds online that made everything feel even more off. And guys, this part is important, so listen closely. There's viral footage circulating that allegedly shows Erica Kirk moments before she went on stage. Charlie Kirk's memorial. In the clip, she appears to be applying something to her eyes, something people online are claiming is a tear-inducing solution, again, allegedly. No one has officially confirmed what it was, but the timing is what made people uncomfortable. Because this wasn't hours before, this wasn't backstage, getting ready in private. This was right before she stepped up to the microphone, and then, minutes later, we see the pauses. The emotion, the tears, the perfectly placed forgiveness. And guys, that wasn't the only moment people felt weird about. Not long after Charlie's death, Erika recorded herself kissing Charlie Kirk's body. She was crying, kissing his hand, telling him she loved him, speaking directly to him on camera. And listen, grief looks different for everyone. No one is policing that part. But here's where people got confused, mind you. This was after Erika had asked for privacy, asked the public to stop speculating, asked people to give her space, and yet she was the one posting herself on Instagram, filming those intimate moments and uploading them herself for millions to see.
Oh, I love you. I love you. I love you. I know. I love you. I love you. God bless you.
That's where people started asking, wait, who is this for? Because if you want privacy, you don't usually pull out your phone during one of the most private moments imaginable and hit record. And this is where things got even messier. Even Candace Owens called it out, and guys, these two have not been on the same page since Charlie died. Candace has openly questioned the official story surrounding Charlie Kirk's death and has said she believes more than one person was involved. She's been vocal about inconsistencies, timelines, and things that don't add up. So when Candace saw Erika posting those videos, she didn't see a private moment of grief. She saw a performance.
He grieves differently. I wouldn't even record myself over a casket ever, okay? Some people maybe perhaps want to have that memory, but the decision to publish that, you crying over your husband's casket, and to publish his dead body on Instagram was a decision that was made by Erika.
And whether people agree with Candace Owens or not, that reaction mattered. Because it showed that even people inside the same political space were uncomfortable. People started calling out how Erika dresses, saying she doesn't exactly look like a grieving widow, not that grief has a dress code. But when everything looks intentional, people notice. And then came the bigger speculation that Erika isn't just surviving Charlie's death, she's positioning herself, writing the moment, using the sympathy, building visibility, slowly stepping into power. Some people even whispering that she could be eyeing a future political role, maybe even something wild, like being floated as a potential running mate for J.D. Vance down the line. For now,
the way she went up on stage saying she forgives the suspect because that's what Christianity would want her to do. Yeah, let's just go ahead and forgive the man who murdered your husband, or maybe he didn't, but that's a conversation for another video. Regardless, it really feels like the Trump administration.
And that's why none of this feels isolated anymore. Put together, it doesn't feel accidental. It feels curated. Now, I'm not saying Erika isn't hurting. That's not the claim. I'm saying the way she's showing it looks very practiced.